Welcome back. It's Dr. Mark, and we're on to challenge 2, the second challenge that relates to Bach's Prelude in C. First things first, make sure you've downloaded the zip file, put it in the folder you're supposed to put it in, and unzip it. Pause now and do it. All right, let's review. Building a puzzle, completing a puzzle, is creating or building or orchestrating a piece of music that already exists. In this case, it's the Prelude in C major by Johann Sebastian Bach. When you put a puzzle together, there's a picture on the front of the box that shows you what the finished product will look like, and it helps you put the pieces where they should go. The picture doesn't change. The picture is always the same. Likewise, with these puzzles, the music is always the same. It follows the same sequence of patterns. We can't change the shape or the sequence or the order or the patterns of the music. Otherwise, it won't be Bach's music. What we can change is color. In music, when we change color, we change timbre. To help illustrate this, imagine, if you will, that sound 1 is the waveform in front of you. It's up and down, high and low. Right now it's red. The color is red. That shape has to be first because that's the way Bach wrote it. If it's a different shape, it's not his music. This shape has to be first. Now imagine that sound 2 is this orange waveform. It is different from the first, and it must be second. It's orange here. It doesn't have to be orange, but it must be second. Regardless of what color we choose, that waveform, that pattern must be there. Look at all 5 of these waveforms. They're different. The sounds are different. The patterns are different. The up and the downs are different. They have different colors, but the colors don't really matter right now. What matters is that the waveforms are all different. Therefore, imagine that those waveforms in front of you represent one of the sound folders. The pattern of notes for sound 1 is the wave in front of you, and you can select any one of those colors, any one of those timbres, any one of those instruments. That doesn't matter. What matters is the pattern will not change. Sound 2. This is another up and down wave that represents the pattern of notes played in that sample. That will always be second because it's O2. What's inside that folder, the sounds, the instruments, the timbres, will all play those notes, although it will sound different because you select a different instrument based on your artistic desires. Folder 3. This waveform is the sequence of notes. You choose the color. The notes will be the same. Sound 4. You choose the color. The sequence is the same. Remember, the order remains constant. Color and timbre variable. Constant, variable. Sounds an awful lot like math, and we'll get into that more in a moment. In the Open Me First folder, you will find this document, which is a template, a worksheet for completing the Prelude in C major. You can use it or you don't need to use it. It's up to you. If you use it, it may help you to complete the puzzle more quickly. So I give it to you here. I'll show you what I have done as an example. Here you can see 2 different versions of the template side by side. I've highlighted on the left, and on the right I've circled, which is another way of highlighting. What I've done is selected the instrument that I want to use first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and then all the way through 33 eventually. So you can highlight, you can notate which instrument you want first, second, third, fourth, and so on, like this. Or you can do something we call redacting. When you redact something, you block out everything you don't want someone to see. Basically, you hide stuff from other people. Here is a redacted version of how I would select instruments. Sound 1, marimba. That's the only thing I can see. Sound 2, harpsichord. Sound 3, piano. Sound 4, marimba. Sound 5, harp. When you're selecting instruments, make sure you're selecting instruments based on how they sound and how they go together. It could be that you focus on 2 instruments and not all 5. It could be that you select 1 and you like, for example, the sound of the marimba, so that's the only thing you want. That is your choice. And it's an excellent choice. Someone else may want to do something different, and that is fine, because it will all sound, every variation of this particular piece will sound like Bach's Prelude in C, because that's the way it was created. Take a moment and think about the instruments you want to use the template if you want, or dive straight into opening up Challenge 02.01-04 AUP. This is the first 4 measures. I will go through the process that I used very slowly so that you can understand and learn how I approach solving musical puzzles.